Is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, cloud swing traders. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. I switched to a new mic. I switched to a different mic. Type a quick one in the chat if you guys can hear me. Want to make sure I'm on the right one. All right, all right, all right. Sounds better. Sounds better so far. Very clear. That might be a good thing. That might be a bad thing. I don't know. But all right. So that one's working. Because then, yeah, then I clicked the microphone option and gave me like two different ones, and I was like, huh. I don't know, but I think this is the good one. All right, we're good. We're good. Jeff says, "Good morning. I'm having trouble getting into real life trading website. I sent a message to support last week, but haven't heard any." Yeah, they're switching over the website, so that's why we're still on this link. YouTube, I guess we'll just keep running it for like we've done last few days, just until we get everything kind of sorted out on the back end. But yeah, I it depends on what browser you're on. So if you do it from, I believe, like Google Chrome, you could get in. And then from Safari, I was able to get to the main page today, but even my dashboard I was not able to get into. So it's not a you thing. It's not a you thing. Uh, but hopefully we get everything sorted sooner rather than later. We'll see what happens. But I know the team is working on getting that up and going. And I'm sure I think Martha probably sees the emails coming in, so she's most likely been swamped. So she'll probably get back to you as soon as she can too. But yep, it's just a process. So I appreciate everybody kind of bearing with us. We got the spy. Spy looks good. Spy looks better than the updates to the website so far. The progress on the spy is moving bullish, and we'll get the website up and running. Don't worry. But we got the spy. Nice little gap up, so some continuation. Really good candle on Friday, even though it's a high wave candle. Little indecision doji. I like everything about the location on this one. So we got through all of those VPOCs from prior. We got past the last little level of resistance, 509.80. We got past this one. We actually came down. We retested. So everything looks good. This is a little bit of a retest gap at open, and we do have the next level of resistance that we have to watch for is 514.18. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens on that. After that point, probably would take us to about 517.46, and then we got 518.95. We'll call it 519. So we're still in the little limbo. We got a lot of earnings. I mean, we can't let up on earnings season just yet. We got a bunch of them after hours. So we still see something like this could happen, or that could happen. And then if we're doing this, we're looking and talking all-time highs again. I don't know. We got one more earnings season to get through, or another week. I mean, big week this week. Next week is not bad too. So we still got to get through a little bit of that, and we'll see. I'm not seeing anything again. Why to be bearish? Not quite yet. Not quite yet. But for today, I probably want to remain bullish. Maybe at open there's a little pullback. I think that would be healthy if it happens. So little cautious at open, but relatively bullish still. We got Qs. They doing the same sort of thing. Mm, yeah. Great location again for the volume zone. So that clears out all of this volume. So everybody who was in there short is trapped. We got the bulls kind of running the charge. Big resistance coming in on Qs though. So we got 437.83. The next spot, if we get past it, is 440.12. What's the biggest companies we have reporting earnings this week? I know we have Palantir after hours today. Any like real big companies? Oh, we got Disney, I think tomorrow. Yep, Jeff says Disney. I believe they're tomorrow, maybe after the bell. They'll be either tomorrow or Wednesday. There's a few other like decent companies, but nothing like the Nvidias of the world, the Apples. Yep, Clarice says Disney. Yep. I don't know how much they're gonna move the market. But from a if you're looking for like a sympathy play, would be anything in the travel, and we've already seen the travel stocks uh pretty much start to rip, continue to rip from bookings from Expedia last time. So I don't know. Those earnings might be pretty decent, and then I think it comes down to the movie portion of things, and I guess Disney Plus we're back to. We'll see. All right, we got Q's, TLT. Bonds creeping up a little bit. So again, higher bonds, lower yields puts a little bit more more people interested in stocks as opposed to more of a safety play like the bonds. So the fact that this is gapping up, it is a gap and go. Again, technicals won't matter as much on these, but more of the actual bond auctions. However, a little bit of a potential gap and go at the high end of the range. So we got $90.24 as the next resistance on that one. And then from that point, we get to 91.06. Let me just see this text real quick. Mm, mm. All right, awesome. I was just getting back to the team about the dashboard, trying to get that settled. Peter says, morning, let's have a great week, make some money. I agree. I agree. Let me know if you guys got tickers you want to take a look at. The first one I see in the chat, I know was off the other one, but let's take a look at Disney. Disney is running up a little bit into earnings. There was one or two that I kind of liked today as well, but interesting location for open. The spot I would be looking for is about 114.18. We're about a penny higher than that right now, so we're definitely still in that range. This is a retest gap from Friday, and then we got earnings. Otherwise, the next resistance on this one, if we want to remain bullish ahead of earnings, is about 114.80. After that point, I don't really have too much till about 116.29. So that would be the next spot. So definitely some decent amount of room on Disney to push bullish. And again, earnings for Disney, I don't think is today. Let's see, comes out on Tuesday. So, Tuesday before the bell. You gotta lock those plays in today. I thought Disney was gonna report after. Interesting. We got AMD. AMD, nice little gap up. Right into resistance, and this is a retest gap as well. It's a retest from Friday. All of this is really inside this one candle, which that would make it more of a gap and go than it is really retest. The next target on this one, 154.96. Probably could get through that one, and then 157.51. I would like to see a little pullback on this one first before jumping in bullish. It does have some range to the bullish side. I don't really want to see a full-on retest, so maybe if we get some kind of dip, that's still kind of big, but 151.84. Maybe if we get a small little high wave, 152.97. I'm not opposed to playing it bullish. You're still in that little bit of a longer term, just little box area right here, and you're about 50% retracement of all of it. So let's see if we get that pullback first, as opposed to jumping in. The other one I liked though was MA Mastercard. So you got a couple days of selling. You got one. I don't know if I want to count that one. Maybe let's skip that one. We'll go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of selling after pretty decent earnings. So the earnings weren't bad, just kind of little profit taking. We got a gap to fill up here. We're opening above the last little VPOC, so maybe a small pullback, but 445.34. And then we got targets on this one of 452. So it's got a little bit of room. So I have that one on my watch list for me personally. So I'll be watching that one. LI. I think there's one other, might be Google. I'll have to pull up Google. LI. It gaps a lot. It definitely gaps a lot. We do have a moving average right in front of us as well that we have to contend with. If it really wants to get going and has a crazy day, we're looking for like 30.85. I guess a real crazy day would take us to about 31.68. But first resistance I have is right in this $30.89 zone. So that would be my target to the high side. We are opening into a little previous resistance. I would have to get a pullback to play LI. But some of the Chinese names are still running. I saw Baba this morning was still up a little bit. Again, it's going to take us into an interesting spot because we do have a strong buying candle. We got just inside rest day. I wouldn't be surprised if this one pulls back a little bit at open, but Some of the Chinese names are still looking decent, but now it's getting down to the question of like, all right, well, how far can these things run? To the higher side, I got about 82, 85 would be my first target. And then probably about 84.52 on this one. The next one takes me to like 86. Let's just check Baidu real quick. Baidu. No, it's never too late. Oh, Tim says I was too late. Meta, if you didn't already cover. Yeah, no, we didn't cover Meta. Meta does look good though. I was looking at Meta pre-market. Baidu right at that 200. So we did pierce through that 200 line briefly and not able to really hold it. So we got Baidu out there. Also kind of running into that resistance. Otherwise, if we could get past it, next target for me takes me to about 116.19, so not bad there. Would have a little bit of room, but it has to work a little bit first. Let's get to the meta. We got Mara on the list as well. Get all these lines off the chart for meta. That's starting to look kind of good. Again, this is a retest gap, so see if at the open we get a little pullback. Look for support around 452.37. And then I think our first target on this one is 464. I got to watch this one closely. It does not have to be a big pullback. I'd actually almost prefer it not be a big pullback, but we do have a lot of upside to this one. And it is starting to look interesting. Let me do one more thing on this one as well. Question is, where do I want to start my fibs? I guess I'm going to start it from this red candle. So we'll get it somewhere about here. Just see if we're popping into, we got 462.66. That's a 50% retracement, 473.98. It's got a lot of room on it. Yeah, we're gonna get that one nice and high on the list too. I like it. We got Mara, Mara. Real virtual domain. Always good to have you. All right, Mara, nice little gap and go. Again, it's gonna move with crypto. A little bit, a lot of it. Bitcoin has had a good and real virtual demands here, so I was not even going to cover it, but now that you're here, we'll do the Bitcoin first. We'll go back tomorrow. So Bitcoin over the weekend from really Thursday has had a pretty decent rally. We're also tied up into a little bit of resistance up here as well. To me, it would make sense we could get a little bit of a pullback. That would be a fantastic looking inverted head and shoulders if we get a little pullback and then the bull step in again. That to me would be decent if something like that happens. Neckline somewhere about here. That would be extremely bullish. But we are at resistance right now, so also 4 days of bullish buying. Might be a tricky day for Bitcoin. And then in the crypto space, I know Robinhood was just served a Wells notice. This is about an hour prior to now, so about an hour ago, which is essentially the SEC looking into their crypto operations. I think Coinbase also just came out with some, I don't know, I guess we call them customers or investors or whoever trying to pull a class action lawsuit on Coinbase for allowing trading of non-secured assets. Kind of similar to the Robinhood news, just a little bit different. So you have some news coming out this morning on the crypto space. Mara is a good gap and go just into that resistance. If we could get past, I would think maybe 1852, that could take me to 1915. Again, great short float on a daily basis. We almost do have this little inverted head and shoulders. Just where we're opening, I think, is probably the neckline, though. Let's see. Yeah, we're opening right into that neckline. So we'd have to probably break. For a real good run, we have to break this 1941. So I probably won't trade it today, but I'll leave it on the watch list. So we'll go back and forth to it. Coinbase, yeah, they didn't really have that much reaction off of the class action lawsuit, but companies get those things all the time. You would think that they have lawyers on retainer just to kind of deal with it, but not great news for them by any stretch of the imagination. They are gapping up. Again, Coinbase had a good move over the weekend, so it makes sense that they move kind of with Bitcoin, but 227.32 is my first resistance. A big one comes in at 228.65. If things get real crazy, 232.88 would be the higher side resistance on it. I think that's a tough one to get through. We did already retest that a few times. We got up there a couple times. So I would be more concerned with like the 228.65. And I think actually if we get up to 232.88, yeah, there's some resistance there, but the fact that we're getting past that yesterday's entire little retrace candle, little resting candle, to me, that would give me a little bit more bullish sentiment than not. Exxon Mobil. We got Datadog, ALAB. All right. Exxon Mobil. Interesting. Definitely some signs of some bulls coming back in. Good bounce off this moving average. My big resistance on this one was about 116.46, and then we got 116.50. We're opening above all of those. 117.10 is our next little one. We've already kind of dealt with that one before. We could probably break through it. 118.31. I gotta get this one higher on the list. $2 on a $116 stock is not bad. It's got some room in it. It's got a little bit of room. I like that location a lot. Again, maybe we see a little dip at open, a break of pre-market support, perhaps something like that. Yeah, it's got some room. I like it. Let's see. We got Datadog, DDOG. Uh, just kind of chilling. Yep, nothing too crazy. We've been trading sideways for a long time. If you own shares, probably selling some calls, selling some puts, kind of maybe strangle it a little bit would be inappropriate strategy that would be paying. The one thing I will say is you did start to get some higher highs. If we could recover from here, you get another kind of higher low. That could be good for it. Otherwise, not the best close. Not really the best close on Datadog, closing below this 124.59. They're looking like they're trying to gap it above it at this point. If it wants to go bullish, we probably got 126.20 on the table. And then to the downside, I'd have to be looking at kind of the close on Friday, 124.20. And if that starts to break, we got a decent amount of room down to 121.56. So it's Datadog's also going to be a little bit more spready too. So be careful of that. But if this is in a longer term, if this is something that looks like this, where it's like, okay, profit taking, good, buying, great, new highs, and this is now kind of the pullback of that last move. And then we go bullish. I can see that, but we're still just in this chop a little bit. So for me, I would want a little bit more data on this one, I think. Give me a couple more days. MU, I believe, had a I don't know if it was an upgrade. I believe they came in with an upgrade. Micron stock is moving. Yep, so it was an upgrade. Bard sees meaningful upside opportunities for Micron and notes a recent pullback in the stock. Micron technology shares have started the year strong, 34%. So why is Bard analyst Tristan upgrading the memory chip stock now? He admitted the call's a bit late. It's a good way to start. That's a good way to start. Like, listen, I know I missed the whole thing, but better late than ever. That creates the backdrop for somewhat the next 12 to 18 months. You're lifting his rating on Micron shares to outperform from neutral, and he's going to a target of 150 from 115. So a little bit of an upgrade, some positivity in the land of Micron. We've seen a lot of these upgrades that come in, especially when they are late. You get some decent pullbacks first. This is a gap and go. We are clearing some good I think support on this one's probably still this 114.96, essentially 115. Before that, for today at least, I'm looking for support around 118.12. And then I got resistance to 121.52. So a little bit of upside if it wants to pull back. I'm not going to take it at open though. A little too close for me to this 121. Although if you have a longer time period than a 3-hour trade, um, honestly, I probably still wouldn't buy here. I'd still want this thing to come back to 115. So let's see if I can get a dip on that one first. But it is gapping off of the upgrade. We got ALAB, Astrolabs. Mm, small little gap up, nothing too crazy. Still kind of playing in this range. All right, that was a nice breakout candle, and we haven't really got that next breakout afterwards. Maybe one for a fib here. Again, not a lot of data on this one, so take it for what it's worth. Uh, but if that was the low, this is the high. We almost got into that 168, pretty close for that 168 retracement. Didn't quite get there. You got a decent hammer with a nice close. A gap up, that was a retrace. So it does still look like it's leaning a little bit more to the bullish side. I would probably want to, if I was to set a swing trade on this one, I don't know if I would do a day trade on it, but for me personally, but I would do something like that and then maybe some kind of stop down here if you're bullish on it. This way, in case there's, a little bit more of a pullback, you don't get triggered in. But I think that's a good candle after that hammer to try to play it bullish. If we could take that out, resistance is going to come in 84.71, and the next one I got is 87.06. But obviously, if you're playing really the setup is this candle, that breakout. This is all just a pullback, the retest, and then you're looking for a higher move. That means that gets taken out, and that would probably be a decent looking swing on it. All right. Let's see. Great. Let me see if there's any other tickers that you guys got. FNGU. Mm, uh, just kind of hanging out. There's a lot of resistance up here. A lot of resistance. And I think that's close to all-time highs. Yeah. We're not at all-time highs, right? So we got maybe 355.63. Got about $30 away from it, but it is a little bit of a gap up. It's also a retest. I do like that close a lot on Friday. So again, just the fact that we were able to not only gap above it, but we kind of pulled back, used this 314.20 as some type of support. And then we got a good close, volume higher. The next target on this one, I think, if we get through some of this little chop zone down here, would probably take me to about 335. So it still gives me about what's that? $13-14 higher into the next resistance. And then we got 351 after that point. So it's not bad. It's still looking fairly bullish. But we do have a nice little gap up on this one too. Should be a little retest, and I think that's probably how most of the market wants to play out. Let's take a look at Tesla because I did see Tesla moving, and we'll see if Google too. I'm pretty positive it was the Google candle I liked. And then if you guys see any others that you want to take a look at, let me know. We got 3 minutes left. That's crazy. Tesla's okay. 184.75 is gonna be the big spot to watch on that one if we can get through it. Next spot, I got a little moving average 189.67-ish, probably a little higher, 189.93. And then next target to 193.58. But otherwise, looking to hold. Still just an inside day. Would appreciate if Tesla actually pulls back at open. That would give us some better risk reward. And then Google. So far, I think Meta, one of my favorites. ExxonMobil look really good. This hammer on Google looks like everything. Lots of room on this one. Obviously, we're gonna run to a little contention. around this opening candle from back on the 29th. But really, really nice hammer. Very good trap on this thing. Really strong close. Not too much of a gap. So probably a little chop at opens. I'm not going to rush into it. But I'm looking at that 171.87 target. I think looks really, really nice. So I do want to watch Google. Tesla's already starting to pop a bit. Just watching from my other screen. All right, let me start switching over the screen since we got 2 more minutes left. YouTube, like I said before, we'll just keep it running because I'm having issues getting into my dashboard still as they're just kind of working on the website. So we'll just hang out. That's all. We'll just hang out, do our thing. Do have to change this over. Hold on a second. Day trading gear. Let me get into the day trade swing. Good. All right. So we still got like a minute left. What do you guys want to talk about? You guys do anything fun over the weekend? Anything good? Hood, I'll probably stay away from today. Although they are kind of rallying it back a little bit. It's not bad. We got Google down there, so that's good. Exxon Mobil. ALB is on the move. Pan W. Let me take a look at that one real quick on my other screen. That looks dirty. Yeah. You got that 300 right in front of you and then some resistance. But that looks like if you could get past 380, you got a lot of room on Pan W. So I kind of like that one. 116.68 on Exxon Mobil. 116.68. I just want any kind of red candle on this one. 116.30. Might have to be adjusted, but we'll see. Matthew's in the house. What's up, Matthew? Personal day trade. No, don't do that. Exxon Mobil. I gotta read 116.75. 75. I'll still keep my stop where it's at. 116.75 by 116.30. If this candle closes red, that's what I'll look to set up. Paste. If this candle stays red. All right. Why does my broker keep kicking me out? Oh, I gotta log in. All right. And I gotta get into the broker. That's fun. No, I definitely need ExxonMobil to stay where it's at. But we still got 2 more minutes, so a lot could happen. Again, if it goes green or it goes past that entry, yeah, it's going past the entry. Then it is what it is. I'll just sit on the sidelines. Tesla's starting to move. Let me see what else is going. Michael B says, do you prefer to trade with pre-market on or off? I always have pre-market on. So later in the day, it's not essential. It doesn't really bother me, so I leave it up there. But if it does bother you and you're getting like kind of false levels and you just can't stop looking at it, you can turn it off. But I think it is essential. That's a good question, but I think it's essential in the morning, especially if you want to take like those pre-market breakouts or look for like where something could bounce into, use pre-market as support. So I think the first like maybe 30 minutes is kind of essential to have it on. Let's see, get Meta up here. I'm gonna cancel ExxonMobil. We'll see if we get a pullback. We did not get what we wanted. SPY kind of pulling back a little bit just into the VWAP. We got Tesla. I think that one was still kind of looking good. Let's see. Pan W does look really good. Are you playing that one, John? Let's get Microsoft has been good for the last couple of days. We'll take that one off. Nvidia, good looking high wave candle. We didn't really look at Nvidia today. Nvidia, we did look at AMD though. Not in yet. Again, we wanted the market to kind of pull back a little bit. ExxonMobil was the play. Oh, they just couldn't give me a setup on that. That's okay. Still mad about it, but that's okay. Coinbase has a little bit of a setup. Let me see. Hmm, Coinbase still inside day candle. I have a setup on it. Uh, Resistance is a little bit above us. 229.63. 225.28. Okay, we'll go with that one. They trade coin 229.63 by 225.28. It's a little bit more of an inside day, so we kind of lose a little edge, but hmm. You took the NVIDIA high wave. Yeah, that one looked good. It was wide. That's why I was like, yeah. But still looks good. 29 point. Looks like it's working now. 229.63. All right, so I got coin set up. We'll see if that one wants to trigger. I would love the candle to close here. Probably got a little too aggressive, not even waiting for the candle to close. All right, it's closed now. We could try to join Lauren on that one on NVIDIA. Google starting to go. I did like Google as well. Probably could have played that one. Mad a nice pump. That was good. ExxonMobil, a little bit of, I guess, a bull trap, but I wouldn't, I don't know. That was a big move. We probably would have already hit targets on that thing too and been out. So I don't know if that's really a bull trap or profit taking from a really good move out of the gate on ExxonMobil. Google starting to go. So nice little pop on that one. Target for Coinbase. A 1.2 would get me to 234.85. Let me see if there's any other room on Coinbase. 234. I think if we hit that, I think if we could hit that 1.2, we could probably go for a little more. Maybe we'll try like a 1.4 out of the gate. So let me map this out because it looks like we might get filled. We'll go bullish. Unless I get skipped, which I'm not sure. Gotta check my broker. But I'll continue to map this out. Let me know if anybody that is taking that one, if they liked it. Again, all the trades are just my own trades, so do your own thing. Jason got skipped. I think I got skipped too. Let me see. But no trades recommendation. Yeah, I'm skipped as well. I'll leave it out there for the second. maybe on a pullback. I would like this candle actually to kind of remain strong, and then we get the pullback, as opposed to just a trap looking candle. David skipped as well. Yeah, they didn't want to take any of us in. Okay. Did anybody get filled? Let's see. 1.4, 235.72 is target. That's target. We're almost at the target already. All right. I'll leave it out there. Let's throw this chart into Slack as well. Copy link. So far, I am skipped, but I will leave trade open for now. Yeah, the spread is a little crazy. But even if we get filled on this one, again, I mean, unless this is just the last little pop and then pure trappage, we got our stops down to 225.28. If we get any kind of bounce off of our spot, we could probably get our stops up to like 227.22. And if it just doesn't want to fill us, then we got to play that little game. Okay. Red Dragon says hi. What's happening, Red Dragon? You like a real dragon? We don't get a lot of dragons in the chat room. I've always said we need more dragons. We need more cowbell. All right, we got Meta. Meta did come down for the retest, so that was good. Spy still looking decent. I think we're kind of getting close to that resistance that we have on the Spy, though. That's a little scary. The first red one. The first red dragon. No, I don't. I mean, I don't think we've had any dragons. But if we're gonna get any dragons, it might as well be a red one first. Yep. Isn't like a red dragon doesn't that means like good luck or something, I think, right? It's the year of the dragon, isn't it? Or the horse, maybe. All right, Google's starting to pull back a little bit. Again, Spy is into a little bit of that resistance. Let me just check out Spy real quick. How much more room do we have before we have to worry? Uh, we're here now. This is the moment. If we go a little bit higher, we got 514.68. Red Dragon says, I am here to give a burning signal. I love it. I love it. But I'm trying to get into something long, so I hope that's a burning signal in a bullish direction. Palo Alto came back down for the full-on retest. Very interesting. ExxonMobil still good. Let's check out Disney. Meta still could be interesting too. Let me see Meta before we change over. Meta. Coinbase does not want to be fun. Yeah, only problem with Meta is this would be a fourth green day in a row. It just got a lot of room on it. Uh, 456.52. 456.52. 453.29. Okay. They're not going to stay there either. And Coinbase is most likely to cancel. We'll see how this. Yeah, I'm going to cancel. I need the Ice Dragon. I need a dragon to fill some of my trades. That. Is there like a fill dragon? All right, cancel coin for me. just did not want to fill me. You got a 1.4 on Nvidia? Yes. It kind of doesn't even feel early in the month, but yeah, very, very early still. All right, so we'll cancel this one. Okay, that's canceled. Uh, Google trying to pull back, so maybe we get one on Google. 167, 167.59. SPY is getting dangerously close to where I don't like it. 166.18. Um, 167.76. I'm gonna try something different on this one. 166.71. All right, I'm gonna change this up. Trade. I'm gonna try to take a breakout. GOOGL 167.76 by 166.76. Mm, All right, so I got Google set up. We'll see. This should be a breakout candle. This should be the retest. I kind of wanted to catch some kind of pullback, but I also don't like that the SPY is dangerously close to, I think, a pretty big resistance. So if this thing wants to not fill, okay. Otherwise, I'll probably just stick to the 1.2 on this one, which would be 168.96. And let me start setting that up now. Meta 3 minutes, not Meta, Google. It has a lot of room to run. Hmm. I just didn't want to put it lower and then me get skipped again. I think that Coinbase skippage is affecting my brain, but that's okay. Lauren's gonna call it a day. My rule state: if I get a win to target in 30 minutes from open, I end the day. Don't like risking giving money back. I love it. That's a good rule. I like it. It's pretty hard to make money. Pretty easy to just give it all back. You can't give it back if you don't put it back in the center of the table. All right, let's see. Day trading 168.96. Let me just make sure this is 1.2, 168.96. Mm, all right, so I got this one set up. We'll see. Copy link, throw this in Slack. Uh, Is that a reversal on Nvidia? I don't see one yet. I see a high wave indecision on a 3 minute. So not necessarily a reversal, but just we've gone up a lot and people are asking themselves, do we continue? Looks like the jury is going to say yes for now. Incoming pullback on Tesla. So Tesla, same thing. We got an indecision. We're still sitting kind of bullish for now. We'll see. That was a good, healthy move out of the gate. Let me see if I got filled on the Googs. Nope. They skipped me on this one too. 167.76. They're skipping me all over the place today. Kevin got 3 shares. That's 3 more than I got. That's crazy. Cindy says I got skipped also. Yeah. I don't know what we're doing with our orders today, but they don't want us to play. Matthews in Google. You might as well at this point because they didn't let any of us in. That's pretty bullish. Nvidia still going strong, so that looks good. Mm. Q's got to a new, not all-time high, is it? That would be insane. Look at this. I was about to change this chart, but that's a lot of consolidation on Meta. 457. Hold on a second. 457. I just have to get skipped on something else real quick. That's all. 456.94. Spies starting to dip a little. 450. 453.28. We can go 29. My personal day trade Meta. 456.94 by 453.29. Copy. ExxonMobil still doing the same. Qs. Yeah, still looking good. Hmm. I got Meta open, Google open. I was contemplating canceling Google, but that's still a good retest spot. I kind of want to already be in Google though. There's going to be a rug pull. I just don't know where. I want to step on the rug pull right before it. Palo Alto's coming down. It's like the market's going to get you. You just don't know how they're going to do it. That's half the battle. That's the fun part. Like, is it going to be here? Because we're also dangerously close to where I'm like, this spy is running out of room, or we get a crazy breakout. I can't see that happening before 1, 2, 3, 4 bullish candles in a row. All right, Meta's going to be canceled, so that's good. Cancel Meta. Although we're really just in the 618 here. Let's see if I get filled this time on Googs. All right. I'm filled on Google. Let's see if they give me all my positions. They did. Okay. Let me get my stop in and targets. So stop on this one is 166.18. Actually, no, that's wrong. That was the other one. Uh, status change. 166.76. All right. All right, so in on Google, we'll see what happens there. Meta still kind of looks interesting. ALB is at 129.71. And then target again for the Google trade was 168.96. So we'll see if we get there for 1.2. Matthew's going to go for more. I think you said you were, right? I think you were looking for two. Yep, two R's. SPY potentially looking head and shoulders. For me, it's just that resistance is like right there. 169.04. So you got a tighter setup than I did too. Mm. Meta's still sitting right around that 618. Looks interesting. This would be an interesting candle to take a breakout on. Otherwise, you're risk to reward wise, you'd be getting it here, stop down there somewhere. Mm. Coinbase. I still don't think Coin would have came back for our entry yet. Like I said, no, I don't know if I'd want that one. Double bottom at the 618 on Meta. Very, very interesting. If it holds, beautiful spot for S curve. Mm. Indecision right at the 618. Mm-mm-mm. I don't know what's going on with Google, but they're not playing nice. Still got a little room on that one. Man, I kind of want to play this meta. 169.04. We could get a hammer on Google. That would look decent. A little bit of a trap. So far, it's not playing out that way. Tesla new highs of the day. Meta's starting to get to pop. Oh, I really like that meta. Hmm. 456. I guess we'll give it a little room. 454. $2. To not close above the high wave. That would have just trapped some bulls. Spy's still looking pretty decent. Oh, 456.11. See if I can get one more candle red in here. And Google not playing nice at all. 166.76. Still got 20-cent cushion. That's not a lot. Mm, this candle I wouldn't mind though on Meta. Depends on where it closes. And then entry for me would be about 456. Stopped on Google. Straight reversal. Spy is still kind of at that interesting location. Meta, I'm still very, very interested in. I do want this thing to close up higher though, so close at like 455.14. Otherwise, probably not playing that one. Google just back to the opening range price on the Googs. Mm. Oh, they're gonna play that. Yep. My personal day trade meta 456 by 454. I have to. I just cannot not play it. So 456. So we got $2 cushion on it. 460 would be 2 R's. And if we were to go to 3, we got 462. Quite the hammer though. So I got that set up. We'll see if that fills. Let me see. Do I have room for 462? Dang. So retest gap, we did retest. We didn't get down to the volume zone, which would be 451.84. So that would be my next spot if we start to break this and start closing below the 618. Mm. Flame base ripping. They were just rude. They were rude. Collector says breaking news: AMC just declared record profits. AMC? What is record profits for AMC? Dollar? GameStop was getting a pump. Yep. They're doing quite nice. The meme traders are trying to come back into this market. AMD. AMD. Uh, that was a nice move. Man, if this thing could break out of that hammer, I think we got plenty of room on this thing. So I'm gonna go for the 462. That'd be one wild looking candle on the chart, though. Palo Alto trying to recover a little bit, so it's got a 10 EMA high wave. Did not look horrible out of the gate. The 300 zone, though, still going to be a little resistance. SPY new high of the day, so SPY just broke out higher. Let's see if there's any more news out there. Look like almost a news pop. Oh. Now Google started coming with a double bottom. If it holds, Tesla's kind of giving a little bit back. He's still got VWAP there, so still got a little bit of a bullish case. Kind of looks a little bit like the Google from right before we tried to jump in on that. Get that one new higher high, little rusting candle, drop after. But we still have VWAP there. We also had that on Google too, though. And they did not care about it. Mm, Soundhound's up 10%. Not a great close on meta for that last one. We're still inside this hammer, so I'm going to leave my trade open. And if it does want to start to tank underneath it, so be it. We don't get fills. And it looks a little like a blow off top on SPY. So we'll see. I mean, taking profits into the high of the day makes sense for a little sell off. We'll see what the candle wants to close, though. Starting to try to rally Google back. Mm. We're also right now below that 618 on Meta too. Hmm. PNW hanging out. Tesla is starting to pull back. It's doing exactly what Google wanted to do. All right. AMD still looking good. Nvidia, so that hit 916.88 for the high of the day. A little bit of resting. That is some crazy consolidation on Meta, though. I don't like that we've dipped a few times on the 618, but yeah, if we could take that breakout. Mm. Let me start putting the lines on the chart for slack land. So this would be bullish. Trying to get in at 456. Stop is 454. Target, I'm gonna go 462. Looks like they probably don't want to fill us, I guess. We'll see again where this candle closes. This one closes below our stop. We'll cancel Meta. Mm, that 618 now is resistance, though. So this wick would have to be pretty strong for me to keep this trade open. Palo Alto still sitting there decent. Coinbase. Everything kind of got a red candle on the last one SPY, just pulling back into the 10. Nothing too crazy. Oh, well, that's going to be a cancel for Meta. Cancel Meta. All right, let's see what else is out there. Again, SPY's still not looking horrible. Q's maybe a 10 EMA to the bear side. We got support from VWAP coming in. This is kind of our first break for at least the Q's. Everything else still looking decent. ALB flipped. We got Baba. That one's down a little bit. Disney ahead of earnings. That's up 1.5%. 3M's up a little bit. Uh, Palantir. Palantir ahead of earnings. That's moving. So any pre-earnings plays really rocking. PLTR. Where's the high of the day? We got into that 25 zone, which is probably resistance. All right, let's see what else is out there. The 618 did not hold on Google, did not hold on Meta. Mm. Frank says Tinny Mate on Apple. Yep. So that's their good looking hammer too. I don't trust the spy in the zone. Like we said, we do have pretty big resistance, 514.80, so we're about 30 cents away from that. Uh, what if we were to do like a 182.95? 182.95. Yeah, Meta starting to pop back up again. 181.60. Just gotta get to 184.84. Any new high of the day on that one. Unless I come in tighter with my stops, which we could. Looks good though. I don't hate it. Mm. Tesla's almost back in that 618. I'm trying to wait to see what the SPY wants to do if we get that one new pop in the 514.80 and what that candle looks like. So right now we're still bullish. We still have a little bit of room to go on SPY, and if we start breaking that 514.80, I think we have a decent amount of room. But I would love to see if this is going to reverse, see if we get some kind of like blow off top into it. Otherwise, we're still kind of living in this breakout candle. We still got the 10 for support. Bulls even came back in on that retests. Coinbase, new highs. Let's check out Mora. Yep, good day. I said good day. 13%. Pretty fantastic. They're dropping the SPY a little bit, but still again in this, still above the 10, still in that last little breakout candle zone, so that's not bad. Anything crypto still moving. INTC's walking the 10. Yep, nice little breakout candle on the last one too. Kind of just back to the high of the day though. Now we got SPY dropping a little bit. Mm-mm. Santilla says AMD. I didn't know it was from before. Meta, they're walking down. I think Berkshire had a conference over the weekend, and I think Buffett sold some more AM, some more not AMD, some more Apple. So we have that little bit of a gap down on that, which my guess is he probably continues to sell at these valuations. Mm. 10 billion tax bill for Berkshire. Yeah. I think they can afford it though. That's like a week of Coca-Cola dividends. Uncle Joe. Why they're selling some Apple? This is not the first time he started selling it. I think last quarter he started to unload the balance sheet with Apple. Valuation is high. I think even when we did I think we used Apple as the example, but I was looking for like again, it doesn't come down to like what the company's worth. It's where I'd like to buy it at because you're putting in some margin of error, and I think we're getting like 70, $80 a share was like a decent spot for me to try to pick up Apple if it could get down there. I do own Apple. I got it at a higher price. I got it at like 125 because I wanted to own some Apple. But if I think they're priced at like 28 times earnings. So that's a little high. I mean, for a major company to be growing, like if I'm paying 28 times what the company's worth, probably in a longer term, yeah, I think I'd still make some money, but there could be other companies out there that could get me a better return. Apple's still safe; it's not going anywhere. But even on the last earnings, that they didn't really grow, right? There was no real growth to the company, but the $110 billion buyback, yeah, that's going to help justify some investors, make them a little happy. So we'll see. Microsoft's starting to get another little pop in there, but yeah, I don't know. It's a not a cheap company at the current pricing. You got it at 128? Yeah. Yeah, very close to me. Were you here when I bought it? I don't know if you were around. You might have came after that. But yeah, they were down to like the 120 zone. And I just went off on a tangent. I'm like, this is the most buyable company at 125, and then since then it went up to like 200. So I still own it. I'm not selling it, but was around but not active. Yeah, yeah. If Rock was here, he'll tell you. I was just straight yelling at people. I was like, "You're crazy not buying Apple," but like nobody wanted Apple at that point because they were still kind of high valuation. And again, I would like it lower, so I'm not like, hey, I'm going all in. But what I love to see, and I just saw it the other day too. I forget what it was. Wait, what company was it? It was Abbevie, I think. ABBV. I love when I have a company like much cheaper pricing. So I think I got that like $80 or something like that. And I was like, yeah, it looks good. I haven't added to it. Like I did a couple deposits into it. But then I love like a year or two later, you see analysts on like CNBC like, yeah, I think this 150 price is like a good price to be picking up some Abbevie. And I'm like, man, you guys are late. You guys are late on this. But I like it because I'm like, well, I'm like half price of where you're getting in, so that's cool. I'll take it. At what level do you swing trade Tesla? Swing trade Tesla? Um, you mean swing trade or long-term investment? I don't own any Tesla yet. Meta still looks really stupid good. Uh, Tesla. I don't know. It's kind of a wild one. I like they're still built up on the hype train from Elon. Yeah, I don't know how I'd want to play this one. Um, you got a couple gaps to fill in both directions, I think. I think we still have gaps from do we have a gap over here still? Or no, they closed all the gaps. Oh, we still had a significant one open. Is this one up here? Yeah, this gap we still have. So 291, 290. You're definitely not buying it at the highs. The valuation is still stupid unless they could really start to implement a lot of what they're doing. But if we're talking swing trade, I mean, my next target on this one will probably be about 194.05, and then maybe we get back to this 203. Yeah, I think it has to drop back down. To 150 though. I don't know about 150. I really, I think back down to this 163 would be an interesting spot to try. So 163 got stops down to like 140-ish. So what's that? $23. Just because that was what should have held before, it didn't, and now we're just kind of back above it. So even if you want to do something like this, give yourself this is probably going to take you to the same range too, though. But if we were to do some kind of fib on this one, my 50% is 169.42. My 618 is somewhere around this one. I have 161.84, which takes me right into that zone. So yeah, I think they would have to pull back a little bit. Um, it would have helped if like the numbers are matching what people are doing with it though. But Tesla's been in a hype game for a while, so on a swing trade, we could get some kind of like interesting candle, something on a weekly we could take a break out of, but I just don't see it yet. So I'd have to wait for a pullback. I don't know if I'd want to. Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to test if the market starts just dying at one of these levels. That's not going to be good for Tesla whatsoever. Like their balance sheet is not great right now. But if they, like I said, if they start selling like if FSD starts to become popular, they're starting to get some actual revenue off it. The cyborg people are good. Robo taxes, everything that he talked up will help the balance sheet a lot. It's a matter of if it happens, it's just not there yet. So I don't know. You got Meta just chilling again. Spies really having some trouble with this 514.50 zone. But bulls did come back in. They did buy the dip, so we still got some intent of bulls. We got Apple now with a double bottom higher low, so that's interesting. If I could get another 10 million here somewhere, that would be a better potential risk to reward on the trade. Hmm, let's see. Also, we're consolidating at the highs of the day. It's usually bullish. This Meta again, I might be interested in another setup on it. 154.66, not 154, 456.66. It stops a bit lower. 453.20. Okay. This is what I'm thinking, but give me a second on this one. I lost my. Oh, there's Trading View. Meta. Have some moving averages approaching. Uh, we're at that retest. I'm just looking at that 451.79 is a better spot. I'm not gonna take that one on Meta. I'll give it some time. The only thing that's interesting right now, at least short term, is there's a potential double bottom there. Apple is trying to work on that double bottom. I'm gonna need a now if I get a 10 EMA, I might be interested in taking that. Mm, But then again, we're very close to resistance on SPY. They're consolidating at the high end, which is usually more bullish. Maybe we see one more break, one more pop. Win says 10 EMA on ALB. I was drinking my coffee as I read that. I almost spit coffee all over the laptop. Almost back to that 130 zone. Just trying. Yeah, that comment almost cost me a new computer. Mm-hmm. Tessie. Can't you see? Day trade wise, maybe it is a gap and go today. We're right at that 618, 184.88. They look like they were gonna finally drop the SPY. They haven't done so yet. Brought it right back up above the 10. Dangerous territories on Tessie. We're right at the 618 now, so 184.71. Everything's been double bottoming. 182.94. Hmm. We need 186.83. It's doable for 1.2. $184.71 by 182.94. Thinking about Tessie Long. Good location. Off that 618 at least. Hmm. SPY, they're trying to get a couple of red candles out there again. Every red candle has been bought up so far. Mm, yep, Apple does have that 10 EMA. 182.79. Go 182.80. 181.84. 184.14. Let's see. Before I set that, no, they're not getting me that 10 EMA. Not yet. No, why would they be nice to me on that one? Good high wave candle on Tesla though. Below the 10, below the VWAP, a little bit of a trap-ish. Like I said, the 618s have not really been holding today. SPY still looking a little bit more bullish. All right, I'll leave Tesla open. Meta is back above the VWAP, or trying to. And SPY does not know what it wants to do with itself. Now Meta's starting to go. So double bottom played out well. SPY, again, just kind of hanging out. Nothing crazy. Nvidia, pretty close to the daily high. Mm, just got filled in on Tesla, so in on Tesla. We'll see. We got to make it through the 10. Target for this one would be 184.15. Let me get that on the charts. 3 minute, 184.15. On 84.15 targets. Oh, wait, hold on. That doesn't make sense. Oh, 186.83. 184.71. 184.71. That's bullish. And then I'll stop on this one is Uh, 182.94. All right. Oh, there it is. I was like, for some reason, the camera image thing on TradingView disappeared, but my screen is just too wide. All right, so copy that. Let me throw that into Slack. All right. Paul says Meta's moving. Yeah. I wanted them to move a little bit sooner, so I'm a little mad at them. But Meta is coming back a little bit. And then SPY did break, so SPY new high of the day. Again, we got about 20 cents before I really want to see what happens, but otherwise, pretty good consolidation on that break. This thing turns into a trap. That'd be interesting. I'm gonna get my stops up immediately. So I'm gonna take stops to 183.77. 183.77. New stop on Tesla. Because I want that candle to be the trap candle. But we'll take some risk off right away, so that's good. Palo Alto is kind of just hanging out. And Meta. I knew you were going to be decent. We could look for Apple too, so 182.99. So that equals 182.99. 181.84. 184.60. I'm gonna buy this dip to get us into the go from red to green on Apple today. That'd be strong. I'm gonna hold on Apple, I think. Let me see the daily chart on that one. AAPL. There's a lot of room down on this thing. If it doesn't work, it was technically a retest gap. I'm gonna hold off on Apple. It's also a little bit weaker than the rest of the market today. Otherwise, you do have that bullish 10 EMA. The market is moving positively, so that's all good. ALB got to get back above that 130. Palo Alto has an interesting hammer on it. Meta would have been really good risk reward. Tried. I was thinking about setting that one up again. Let me know if anybody's taking Apple. I know it seems like there's a lot of Apple interest. Ruben took it earlier. Uh, Meta or Apple? All right, starting to get your 10 EMA set up on Tesla. Let's see if this holds. Otherwise, we can't get stops to break even yet, but we did get them up pretty decently. Coinbase, pretty big candle on Coinbase, right down into that VWAP. And you have a blow off top, a little bit of a bull trap on SPY. So let's see if this is the one that holds. We're very, very close to the bigger resistance today. So this could be an interesting development on SPY. Mm, yeah, very interesting close on that one. Still about 20 cents away from target, but we're getting close. I don't like that immediate trap on SPY. We've played around with this 10 EMA before, though, and we still got VWAP right below us. Man, I kind of want to get my stops on Tesla up, but I'll let this trade play out. That looked like a trap and a half on SPY. Still not confirmed though. Coinbase starting to sell off a little bit more. Palo Alto still looks decent. Mm. This is where we're gonna want Tesla to bounce. This would be our retest. Otherwise, that got a pretty strong rejection off that VWAP as well. Mm, and then Apple's giving us 10 EMA after 10 EMA after 10 EMA. Yeah, I would start looking short on some things just in case. Tesla back down into that 618. Pretty strong candle into it though. Mm. Bulls are hanging on. Bulls staying right back above the 10. Now you got a bull trap, and that would be a relatively decent bear trap on this one. Hmm. That's again back at that 618, trying to hold. Palo Alto still in that little sideways chop, but that's bullish engulfing candle. Spread, yeah, it's not bad. 25 cents. Not horrible for Palo Alto. Check on Datadog, DDOG. Double top, 10 EMA to the bear side on Datadog. Got VWAP not far away. Google. The Googs. Mm, could turn into an inverted head and shoulders. That'd be interesting. Big candle on Meta. And then we have Tesla. Mm, where's the stop? 183.77. Interesting hammer the spy just threw in. You also had a little bit of a volume pump in here as well. So I do have resistance 514.80. Maybe we get there, maybe we don't. But now at this point, I think if we could break out that with that volume that came in, that's gonna flip everything to bullish. Are we still hanging in on Tessie for the moment? I haven't taken my shares yet. Big pop on Palo. Pan W, nice little pop. That's breaking out finally. All right. Now they took my shares on Tessie. Hmm. The chop continues. Spy, I don't know. You getting traps on both sides. We're close to that resistance. I'm gonna get some puts just in case. I'm gonna give it some time, so not 0 day. I'll give it till Friday, but I'm going to be closing out that position as soon as we make one new higher pop above that. So very short leash on it. Almost expecting to lose, but if we start to drop from here, those puts will do rather decent. Again, everything still looks bullish. We're still kind of hanging out at the higher end of the range. But for me, I know if we take out that candle, so anything above 514.65, it'd be a quick take the loss. Otherwise, I have good risk to reward. Double top on Nvidia. SPY kind of coming down again. I don't know, just having my chart on the vids. Very interesting double top on that. You also got a double top onto Meta. It is a high wave. Well, it was a high wave Doge. Well, now it's more Doji on the daily. It was a little bit high wave before. SPY came down, but they're not letting it fall yet. Mm-mm. I think I kind of want to take some longer term puts out there too. We'll see what happens here. Just like I said, there's the two scenarios. Either we hit all-time highs or we kind of S curve a little bit. So I might want to get some longer term puts just in case we're about to get that rollover. I have zero indication that that's what's going to happen though. Besides, like, this is a good, interesting level. Mm. Richard Jet says, when's the next official free week of RLT? That I'm not sure on, but usually we do it in July. If I remember correctly, it's usually like the beginning of July sometime. But yeah, I don't have the official update to that. Mm-mm. Mm. Double top on Nvidia. Suspicious. Market is not really breaking down or doing anything for like the last, I don't know, 20 minutes, even before that. Really, the last move we had was, but we're still kind of sitting as this 10 a.m. time frame. Mm. I think last week was also, let me see what the weekly candle of SPY looked like. Um, this is our second week in a row. I mean, according to the weeklies, we could probably get up like a real retest spot would be about 519.83. So, like I said, I have some puts for this week, which I'm probably closing most likely today, regardless. Maybe if we set 520 zone again, something like that. I'll get some longer term insurance because then I get the risk reward on a longer time frame. All right, we've seen this. This is now a fourth red candle in a row. We've seen it get down to the zone before and just bounces back. We got VWAP right below us, so a little bit of support still. Google is rotating down. So again, we're gonna need to hold this spot, especially this little high wave candle with good volume on it. If we can hold that, that would be a decent looking inverted head and shoulders. Mm, Palo Alto, quick trap. Interesting. Mm, Coinbase trying to get a little bit of a balance. It's got to deal with the 10. It's got to deal with that VWAP. Google, another interesting hammer on Google on that 3 minute. Not a horrible location. Meta's starting to break out. So, do we get to high of the day? I think we might have hit it to the penny. But Meta's starting to run bullish. Tessie still kind of fading. Yes, SPY not looking as great. Some individual names still looking okay. Apple, 10 EMA to the bear side. That one was probably more playable, I think. Leaning to the bear side than the bull side. But we're starting to lose Apple a little. Nvidia's below the 10. Pan W straight bull trap on that. And this is the first test into the VWAP we've seen all day. I got 513.77. That would also retest that opening range hammer. As of now, bulls are trying to buy it off VWAP. Meta, watch that candle. That looks a little trappish. Break new high of the day. Nothing but run up into it. See where that closes. And Google's still inside that hammer. What about Square? SQ. I think we have Shopify earnings this week too. Square's up a decent amount. PayPal down 30 cents. Shop up $1.60. Rivian's still up 4 cents. I think they also have earnings tomorrow too. Disney's still hanging on. MO down. Rig is up a little bit. Yeah, high wave indecision on Meta with that volume. Yeah, that looks interesting. And we are starting to lose the SPY a little bit too. They're able to get the SPY under VWAP. We'll see where that closes. You also have that 10 EMA on Nvidia, but 912. That's also a good resistance zone. Hmm. And then Google still potential inverted head and shoulders. And the next spot we got to take a look at is this 513.77. If we could get down there, maybe we hang on to this VWAP. We started losing that meta candle. Are you playing that one, Win? Close below it. Yep. Google's trying to lock that inverted head and shoulders in. Tessie's still sinking. All right. Spy still coming down a little bit. Meta got a little bit below that wick. And Bulls are trying to buy it off that opening range hammer, so we didn't quite get down all the way. Missed it by a few pennies. But Spy did get a close below VWAP, also below 10. That's a rig has an interesting high wave candle. It's gonna be lower volume though. Neo. Coming down, but still up 14 cents on the day. Apple just kind of hanging in there. I think if we start to lose Apple, we would probably need Apple below like 180, 172. That might add some additional pressure to the market. Otherwise, there's your inverted head and shoulders on Google. So if you're gonna bounce somewhere, yeah, you got decent risk reward on it. Mm, even Apple's trying to hang into a double bottom. Bulls coming in fast and furious. Oh. Neo still sinking. Apple not doing much. Tesla's still coming down. Then you have Nvidia, which making its way back above the 10. If Google does a 10 EMA setup, I might look to take that one in a bullish direction. And we still got another minute, maybe 40 seconds, 45 seconds on this candle. on SPY, but they're trying to get a bullish engulfing candle off that VWAP. So interesting bounce location. But I do want to see where this candle closes. Meta new highs of the day, so Meta's still going. Mm-mm. And that was a bullish engulfing candle on SPY. Interesting. Apple not loving it yet. Let's see if there's any news. Anything else happening? Any Fed speakers today? Bernie Sanders will run for re-election. All right. Carvana slipping a little bit. We have Barkin and Williams. Williams speak at 1. So we got a couple hours of that. 12:50, and then we got 1. Okay, we got some Fed talking a little bit later today. Mm, DKNG up 4% today. It's a nice little move for them. Uh, WBA, they're down 2.4 by looked like that candle was picking up to the downside a little bit, but just hanging out. Tesla's still kind of coming down. Not a great close on Apple for the bulls. Bearish decent, but you're still kind of hanging out. Google, no 10 EMA setup. Snow with a bearish 10 EMA. Yep. Snow has been very, very difficult to play. I think we tried them sometime last week. Was it Thursday, Wednesday? I got a 9-cent spread, so spread's not bad. Not horrific. Oh, we got the 3 and 6 month bill auction at 11:30. Hmm. Got Janet Yellen dumping a lot of or she's pushing a lot of debt for short term too. At this point, maybe that's what we're waiting for. That auction to come out. But the candles are getting wider on the SPY in both directions. This is the bottom of this candle's relatively where we should hold if you want to remain bullish. There's probably now a lot of stops under that. Snow tanking in a little bit, so that's Henny Mae's working out. Right now you got the range, which we got 16 minutes until the auction comes out, so you probably got a range of 513.81 to the low side, 514.64 to the high side. And we'll see if we remain in there, but we might remain in there until that. I got a hammer doge on Tesla, but there's your 10 EMA on the bull side for Google. What's my favorite three favorite day trading stocks? If you want to share that and tell why. How you guys are getting your guesses out there? Nah, I wouldn't say Baba or PDD for day trading wise. I think they have their moments. I think every stock has its certain moment where it's more tradable. Probably got 5 Rs. Yeah, we left another 10 on the table though. AMD, not RCL. I think I'd have to put it under Tesla, although Tesla lately hasn't been that fun. Like it's more or less just range bound, which happens too. But I'd have to put Tesla on the list. AMD would be up there. I think AMD has been fun. I think we got to add Meta to the list. Meta's been decent too. But I think those would be the ones I kind of look at the most. Baba for the long term, yeah, I like Baba. I actually don't mind PDD for the long term. I don't mind Baidu for the long term, PayPal. But for day trading wise, it's got to have something that has range to it and then flows pretty decent, which Tesla was on the list, and it's still fun to watch, but it's getting close to getting booted off the list just because it's kind of making chaotic moves lately. Nvidia I would put on the list. It's got to have volume to it, something with decent volume. Google I would say, but individually, like I like a good kind of gap and go with range. Even a lot of the gap and goes like Google has a lot of range on it. Meta has a lot of range. So those two for today would be decent. Otherwise, we're getting a lot of gaps that are just running right into the resistance. Um, and it makes it a little bit trickier at these levels to trade. I would say SPY as well. I would throw the SPY under there. So I do get pretty good reads. You get good follow through off the SPY. I will trade SPY a lot, and a lot of times it's kind of like how I have the puts on the table now. It works out very well right into like the resistance zones, and you get those like pretty big pullbacks, especially as of recent, or big pops. So just in terms of like risk to reward, I don't mind taking some plays on that. Microsoft, I will add Microsoft to that list too, so I know I'm giving you more than three. But Microsoft does have very good range on it when it wants to go. But yeah, those are the ones I like the most. Um, Otherwise, like Delta is tradable. Like some of the lower value stocks are tradable, but it doesn't give us good range unless there's like news out there. Otherwise, Delta has good like follow through for the most part. I like this on Google too. Mm. You counted more than three? Yeah, it's tough to narrow down. It's more of a collective amount of stocks that I kind of like to look at for me personally. But like I said, like Tesla, yeah, Tesla's good range on it. Tesla's got volume in it. Tesla can do fun things. I will trade in and out on Tesla, even like throughout the day, and I'll play Tesla with options. I think are a lot of fun. But lately it's been a little bit more sporadic and kind of chaotic back and forth. So, and even like the last 2 months on Tesla, like before the earnings, it's it was relatively sideways chop. And then I was like, yeah, as much as I like to trade it on the daily, it's not telling me like we're doing anything fun. We're like Meta and Google. I think I like both of them over Tesla at this point. All right, so we got like 11 minutes until that comes out. Larkin says, "What does sell in May and go away refer to?" Uh, a lot of times the volume. Uh, I think that held up a little bit more prior to COVID, but I think it started to come back a little bit. So sell in May, go away is more referring to like the overall volume in the market. So right now we still have earnings season. Once that ends, it's like there's nothing really that happens. Even like the government goes on vacation for like 16 months, or they just never started working. One of those two. But that's typically what it refers to. So it's you get a little bit more sporadic moves. I think during the summer you probably see like a little bit more of a pullback, just because there's not as many people interested. You got a lot of people going on vacations and things like that too. So really from May until I would say September, it's a little slower usually, except for there's a like a couple weeks of earnings in that time frame too. And then September, people are back to school, people kind of working again, so more people are in front of their computer screens. But recently, like especially during COVID, 2020, 2021, everything was kind of shut down. Nobody was doing anything. You couldn't travel anywhere. And then you saw like crazy increased volume where it was like steady all the way through. So that was a lot of fun to trade through. But yeah, for the most part, it has to do with like the volume. And then once you have lower volume, things get pushed around a little bit more manipulation. But um, I still like a lot of the gap and goes, early morning, high volatility. It's good to trade. SoFi looks like it may drop to 706 for a 10-cent scalp on a 30-minute. Keeps rejecting the 30-minute. Let's see that one. Yeah, we're sitting right around the VWAP. We got good support on this one. We're somewhere around 714, 715. The fact that we're above $7 is good again. It's a nice little move on that one. Kind of looks like a pennant flag. So yeah, I think if that level 714 doesn't hold, you'll probably see that pullback. Otherwise, for right now, it does look a little bit like kind of just hanging out, pennant pattern. It's up 3% on the day. Missed today's news on Uber. UBER. Yeah, what's going on with that one? Sold off to the end of the day on Friday, and then since pre-market just shot up. What do they have earnings coming up? When's their earnings? Yeah, when is that? Yeah, the pre-market, the pre-earnings run-up has been awesome. Yeah, they don't have. Oh, this is the weekly. Hold on a second. Earnings Wednesday morning. That was a great gap and go though. I would have put targets maybe at like $72. Now we're above that. The next spot that I'm looking for is about 73.28 for Uber. They also went through a decent little pullback, so I like when that happens. That's why you're not buying all-time high breakouts. Nvidia new high of the day, so that's still going. Apple consolidating. Still a lot of positivity out there in the markets. We got 6 more minutes till we get the bond auction. And this market is building pressure in one way or the other. SPY below the 10, but above the VWAP. So this range is getting tighter and tighter. Let's see if we can get one more drop on Tesla. That would be a wave 5, I think. But it did rebound at least a little bit for now into that kind of pre-market support, still underneath it. Mm, Apple is just complete sideways. People don't know what to do with Buffett selling. What are you doing? What are you doing, Buffett? Don't be rude. Mm, this candle gets taken out. Again, I don't think it's all fear or panic, but we probably sell off a little bit more. We're still up $2.80 on the day for SPY, so it's not bad. Like we got some room we could drop from here. Let's see where targets would be to the downside if we do start to break SPY. You're just not really seeing a lot of the same. Yeah, we're at a little bit of potential support up here. Again, this is kind of also the resistance. So if we drop down again, we got the high range of Friday, which would be somewhere around 512.61. Otherwise, we see a retest to like 511.39. And 4 more minutes to the auction. Mm, which I don't know. I don't know how that auction is going to play off because everything that Janet Yellen was saying, and then even what when Jerome Powell was saying he's unloading, he's loosening up the balance sheet a little bit. That means he's buying the short-term stuff too. So be interesting to see if they kind of cancel out. Otherwise, all that extra debt, that's going to be higher yield probably. And the market won't like that. Mm, all right, down to the lower range again on SPY. We got Uber still trying to push for new highs of the day. You got some individual names still kind of working. Another hammer at VWAP. Apple got a little drop there too. Probably adding a little bit of weight to the market. Almost a 10 EMA bullish on Tesla. It's not quite there. We still got 2 more minutes till the auction comes out. And we'll see if we get any of the auction results. That almost looks a little head and shoulders on SPY. Not quite picture perfect though. Uber new highs. People are loving Uber. Mm, All right, so you got another little high wave on Meta. Pretty far away from the VWAP at this point. But we got 30 seconds until the auction comes out. Bullish engulfing candle on Apple from the lows of the day. And Uber blow off top with some volume on that one. So watch the breakdown if that candle, I mean, the candle's still open. But if that one closes, all right, probably about another 30 seconds, a minute, we'll actually get the results. Mm, I'm not seeing any headlines yet. Yeah, let me know if you guys see any results on that. I don't see anything yet. Nothing coming across. Yeah, Barkley's upgraded DraftKings earlier today. It might have been over the weekend or this morning. That's like their third, fourth upgrade they've been getting in the last month. So far, anytime they get the upgrades, has not been panning out too well. I didn't mind the earnings on DraftKings though. Earnings I thought were decent. They expanded the forecast for EBITDA, which was kind of really bullish actually. Mm, yeah, I still don't see any bond results, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. Spy still trying to hang on to that VWAP, and the 10 is pushing down on it though. Google looks decent for a setup still. One, two. I don't know if that's three. That's probably wave five. This is one, two. They might get a pop on Google. Hmm. VIX is getting down to $12, $13 again. Tesla launches another round of layoffs. I think I saw something about potential Tesla layoffs today before the market, but I'm seeing a headline coming across. So Tesla might have some more layoffs. Typically, that's bullish for the stock. But in Tesla's case, has not been. DKNG. SPY starting to dip a little bit below that 514. Apple coming down a little bit more too, so that's starting to break down a little bit more. Unless we get any kind of bear traps in there somewhere. Meta new highs. That's still skyrocketing. Yeah, Q's hanging in there. So is a SPY. Yeah. We're gonna get a if we're gonna get a bounce, it's gotta be here holding that VWAP. The only I mean, yeah, really the only thing still kind of coming down is Apple. Everything else is getting a decent looking recovery. Let me see Google again on the daily. I might want to play this one. Google. We're holding Friday's VWAP right here. One 167.06. One 166.32. One 167.06 by 166.32. Still got SPY, a very interesting location though. Maybe we come down a little further. 166.97. Hmm. It seems like a little trap on SPY. Hmm. We do have stops, decent location on this one if we get filled. We get the fill, we hold the VWAP, we hold the 10, we break out a little bit. We got plenty of room higher. Uh, Maybe a little resistance. We probably want to see a break above 167.18. So about 10 cents higher from here. And if that could go, we're probably looking at that original 168.96 zone. Apple also has a decent hammer on it. SPY looks like it just bull trapped. We still have probably about 3 more minutes left, 2 more minutes for that candle to actually close. Mm. Uber's best making monies. Yeah, if you're long on Uber, you're doing quite well. Let's see, we got Crocs. Good consolidation at the highs. Yeah, I would say this one probably could break through. I like that high of day consolidation on it. Stop would be 126.74 if you're gonna take it. Uh, Mostly every other candle was green with volume on it, except for this one little red candle. So yeah, if we're gonna try a pullback 127.36 entry. Tesla with a 10 EMA setup. Bill auction for the last for the 3 month is 525. So that one came out. That's kind of in line for 3 months. No real change. Might have dropped a little bit because I think we were sitting at like 5.3. So that might have dropped a tad. Mm. Got 20 calls of Uber at the open. Nice. The 5 month is 5.15. So that came down a little. I think the market will actually like that. Yeah, Crocs just took off. Nice move there. Google's starting to take off without me. Apple 10 EMA to the bull side. I just don't know if I want to play that one bullish. Nvidia, another new high of the day. Meta's still screaming. Not even like a real pullback on that one. Do I want to cancel Google? Oh, we got one, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our fifth green candle in a row. Do good, pull back. We want under 167. I'll leave it open for another. We'll wait to see where the next red candle comes in. Hmm. Yep. Essentially, we want to try to get filled on this candle. Yeah, so much pressure from the bears on the spy up here. They really don't want this thing to go. Apple has a hammer, then a 10 EMA. It's just that VWAP is right there. That makes it tough. Otherwise, we're holding a good double bottom location, so it's not a bad try on Apple. Crocs is starting to move. That's getting some follow through. And then there's Tesla. Tessie, Tessie, Tessie. Interesting hammer. They're trying to push. You got 2R on AMD, gave it back on Tesla. All right, still in the game. You gave 2Rs back on Tesla? Or just one? Oh, two bullish trades. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm glad we got this stop jacked up on that one. But now it's starting to look a little interesting. Even kind of this downtrend broke a little. Still want to see almost one more, get some of those bulls out type play. But that last candle, this hammer actually was the retest of that downtrend. So we'll see if that one wants to hold. Mm. And the bond auction wasn't bad. We still got two Fed speakers talking today. Mm. Google's gonna miss me by 2 pennies. Dirty. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Uh, Tesla does look interesting down here. Tesla looks very, very sneaky. Q's high of the day. Yeah, Spy's working on that too. Spy bouncing a little bit. Mm, yeah, that looks interesting on Tesla. Decent risk reward to play it bullish here as well. I got the Google trade set up and I'm gonna be too slow on Tesla, but yes, any stops below like 182.30, even a move into VWAP looks good. Mm, almost getting filled on Google. Not quite. Spy made it back to 514.50, rejected that again. But that would also be your fourth candle into a good resistance. Fourth green candle into good resistance. Mm, they still don't want to fill me. We're gonna get a 1 penny miss on Google. We'll see. We still got VWAP a little bit lower. Spy's still trying to hang in there. Again, just a lot of candles bullish in a row. Tesla's still trying to hang in there for anybody taking that one. They got a breakout on Tesla's 183.72. Then we have a first new higher low at a good location, breaking the downtrends. When it says I think it has another leg down, it could. It could. I just got filled on Google, so I'm in on that one. Um, I like that retest spot though. So there's the downtrend. There's a perfect little bounce off that retest. I think it depends on what this market wants to do. Obviously, we're still in a shaky spot. We're right pretty much at that opening range candle. Mm. 182.25. That'd be enough to take out some bulls. Yeah, if it gets down there, that would be you're probably looking for some kind of bull trap almost on that candle if it comes down. Otherwise, if it gets down to 182.25, uh, I don't think the bulls would be feeling that great. Spy's still looking decent. It just cannot get above that 514.50. It's been struggle bus central for it all day. And what's strange is you do have some individual stocks still kind of moving, making highs of the day, and SPY just not cooperating. Mm, you do have another 10 EMA on Tesla too. So entry would be somewhere around 183.62. Google starting to work for us. Targets on Google, I got 168.09. That'll give us a 1.2. I don't know if we put this chart into Slack. 168.09. We'll go 168.10 for target. Entry on this one is 166.97. And stop is 166.32. If we get disconnected, oh yeah, wow, it's almost 12 already. That's crazy. The way Nvidia's moving makes me wonder if there's a huge order sitting at 920. Yeah, 920 I would assume is a pretty big psychological number. And we have another little double top on SPY up here too. SPY is trying. Crocs is going crazy. Good on Crocs. Coinbase, maybe a little double bottom on Coinbase. Definitely a interesting bounce location on it. So bulls maybe want to step in at 228.69. Tesla's facing all sorts of resistance up here. We'll see if they can get a pop. And then Google, I almost want to get the stops up on Google. Let's see, we're at 166.32. I don't like that this was kind of that retest into that last move. Now we're immediately taking out that retest. SPY still hanging out, nothing crazy. There we go. So we got like 3 minutes. So this is about the time we probably get disconnected. So we'll end it there. If we make any changes on Google, I'll update that in Slack and we'll see if we get a pop. But SPY is just trying to still, it's not bearish, it's just having a lot of trouble up there. Tesla looks kind of nice. So Tesla we'll see. And then Google again, we'll see if we get some kind of pop there. Otherwise, we'll catch all you guys tomorrow. Some earnings after hours, some earnings pre-bell. We'll see what kind of mix up we get into tomorrow. Take it easy, guys.